So we're finishing our spin down of the N3 step. So we can open up our centrifuge, the 10-minute spin, take out our block, and then we can look from the top and we see nice pellets of white junk. So that's the stuff that we do not want, and there's a little liquid on top. And we're going to be, our plasmids are in the liquid on top. We're going to be purifying that. So we're just going to come on over here, and we're going to put all of our liquid into our columns. So we're going to, I always just set my pipette to 1,000, just try to get the full volume. So that we're at 1,000. I'm going to open up my block. Get rid of this thing. And then we just take a pipette, put a tip on it, and then we just start filling everything up. So what I do is, you can see there's kind of a gradient in this block, so I kind of angle the block away from the pellet, and then pull up my liquid, and then put it in. And you have to switch tips every single time, otherwise you're going to contaminate. So I'm angling away. So on the wells on the left, you need to angle to the right. On the wells on the right, you're going to need to angle on the left, because the block or the pellet is kind of to the left, on the left. So now we're on the right, so I have to switch that angle. And you want to be careful not to get too many of those white chunks in there. If you get a few, that's okay, but they can clog up your columns and reduce the efficiency of the mini fret. And at this point, if you get a bunch of bubbles in your pipette tip, that's okay, because we're not going for an exact volume. We're just getting for all the liquid. We're gunning for all the liquid that we can get out of each well. So that's the first 8, and then the next 6, we're going to be angling towards the right. I'm going to move this over here. And I don't have my vacuum on yet, so I can remember where everything is. I can remember where I have put my liquid into. Okay, so this has a bad corner, so I'm going to go from the middle on this one. Or you lost track. Oh yeah, right here. Two more. I'm going to angle it this way. And now I just hit the vacuum, and it will suck everything through. So the vacuum is going to develop here, and it's going to, you can see the liquid level drop in every single one of those. And then we proceed straight to the wash steps. But before that, I actually wash my block out immediately, because it's at this point that this pellet is the easiest to get rid of. So I just turn on the water, and this is completely sterile, so no need to worry about that. I just kind of blast my faucet in there, and you can see that those pellets all just came right out. Nothing in there. So I just rinse them a couple times. They're actually in the bleach now, so I guess we're getting double sterility. But there's nothing living inside of here, so that's how you wash out your block. So that's kind of an aside. So we're going to come back over to our mini prep. Our columns are now empty. All of the plasmid stuff has gone through, and now we're going to do our first wash with PB. We're going to set our pipettes to 500 microliters. Open our PB. Oh boy. and you can just reuse the pipette tip if you don't touch anything. And you don't need to be super accurate here. You know, as long as you get 95% of it in there, that's okay. So I just go for speed on this one. And we should start to see all of our PB running through. You can see on the left-hand column it's already going. And I leave the vacuum on because the PB doesn't go through fast enough that I would lose my spot. But if somebody comes over and starts talking to you and then your PB runs through, you might forget where you're at. So just pay attention if somebody does come over and start distracting you. But if that does happen, then you can always just give everything a double PE and it won't hurt anything. So PB is inside of all of our columns. Cap the PB, put it back in its spot, and now we're going to do the PE wash. So usually when we do a spin, I do 750 microliters of PE, but for this, I'm going to do 1,000 microliters of PE, and I do that for a couple of reasons. This is going to fill our column up all the way to the top, and if you squirt it out fast enough, you might even get kind of a bubble over it. That makes sure that any residual PB is going to get flushed out, and you get a better wash as well. You just get more wash buffer going through, and then everything's just going to get spun down anyways. So when you're spinning down, all the residual PB that you might be getting is going to get evacuated, but that's not happening here. So you're just going to get a cleaner column if you use a larger volume of PE during this wash step. So 1,000 microliters, same rule, you can just be a little bit inaccurate here. So 1. You can see how I'm really filling each column up all the way to the top. The residual PB that gets caught around kind of that top little notch is getting mixed into the PE, and it's going to get flushed through our column. So we don't have any residual PB during our drying step. I'm using my left finger to stabilize my pipette so I get a better aim, so I don't have to get too close with my pipette or contaminate anything, and I can just keep on reusing the same tip. So, 2 more after this one. Cap or PE. Again, all of these buffers have alcohol in them, so you don't want to let them stay open for too long, otherwise they might, their composition might change and they'll lose efficiency. So now, just cap everything. Cap everything that's finished flowing through. And this will increase the vacuum on the other columns that haven't had a chance to flow through yet. Looks like they all have. And this is also the state that we want to use when we're spinning. So I'm going to shut off my vacuum now. I'm going to open up one of these little guys to kill the vacuum, slowly kill that vacuum. I do it slowly because I'm always afraid that if I do it too quickly there might be a splash and contaminate everything. Recap it. Bring over our test tube rack that's all set up. Put all of our samples next to their elution tubes that inside of that waste receptacle, inside of that little, just this kind of empty tube. Again, we reuse these things, so it doesn't need to be clean or anything like that. It's just a bunch of extra waste stuff that's going in there. And then from here we're going to go into the dry step. But before we do that, I'm just going to really quickly show you what to do with this pig after you're done with it, and then we'll cut there, and then we'll put the rest of the mini prep in a different video. So, in order to empty this thing, we're gonna unscrew this black top at the back. We're just gonna tip it over, and then all the buffers that were in there are gonna get spilled out. So just kind of tap it up and down a little bit, and then you're gonna turn on your water. And I just give the whole thing a little rinse, and I try to aim the water inside of there and fill this up as best as I can. If I want to hurry it up, what I can do is I can put it right up next to it, and then try to cap it with my finger and force more of that water, and you're going to see that the water starts to shoot through at the bottom there. Once I see that, I just kind of kill the water, shake it up a little bit, empty it, and then while it's emptying, I'm just rinsing out the outside. So we give both the outside and inside a good rinse. Make sure this thing empties out a little bit more. We're going to cap it, and then we're going to put it over here to dry. So now we're going to do our dry step, so let's cut it there, and we'll put that in a different video.